Judge, thank you.
Good afternoon. This is Judge Alyssa Perez presiding over the 210th District Court criminal docket for July 30th, 2024. All matters being heard today are being heard in accordance with all emergency orders. Take that back. With all directives regarding remote proceedings. In addition to that, we're streaming all matters live via YouTube for public viewing. Mr. Nanez, would you call our next case, please?
Calling cause number 2024-0D03646, State of Texas versus Brandon Jacob Perez. Announcements, please.
Jacob Reynolds for the State of Texas, ready to proceed, Your Honor. Manny, your
Correction,
You're
Judge,
muted.
also cause number, my mistake, 2023-0D02878. All cases styled the State of Texas versus Brandon Jacob Perez. Announcements, please.
Jacob Reynolds for the State of Texas on both cases, ready to proceed.
Manuel Barra from Mr. Perez, also ready, Judge.
And Mr. Perez is appearing remotely from the jail annex. I'm showing these set for pre-revo and status conference. Not sure. Well, did we already go past a bond hearing? Did you have a bond hearing, Mr. Barra, or no?
Your Honor, we had requested a bond and we had also been pending an offer from the misdemeanor court, which we got this morning. It is a misdemeanor, I'm sorry, it is a probation offer. And of course, that's what we were hoping for in this matter, certainly given the amount of time he's been committed.
Okay.
Judge, the recommendation on the ag assault, which is cause number ending in 2878 and 3646, is 10 TDC for pleas of guilty and true on the respective cases. We're ready to dismiss the misdemeanor with a plea to the felony causes.
Okay, Mr. Barra. There you have it.
Right, Judge, with it being a TDC offer, I think at this point it's best to keep it at a contested rebel rec. Hopefully we'll work something out in the meantime, but based on my last conversations, I don't think we're close.
Yeah. Let me ask, so of course, normally the court just has the probation case carrying with the new case. So are you asking for the contested rebel sooner than later, I guess is the way to put it?
Not necessarily, Judge. I mean, we could proceed on the pending case as well.
That's my question. Are you asking for a hearing, a contested revocation hearing now, or are you going to just keep working the new case and we'll carry the probation case? I'm happy to set it if you'd like, but I just need to know.
Okay, Judge. No, if that's the case, I prefer to keep it going and focus on the pending case, get that trial done.
If that changes at any point and you decide, no, you know what, Judge, I want my revel hearing, just let me know so we can get it set, okay?
Of course, Judge, you got it.
Thank you very much. Do you have anything else?
I do, Your Honor. It's Joey Gutierrez.
Okay.
Page
Thank you,
25.
Mr. Perez. If we could have Joey Gutierrez, please.
In touch soon.
Yes.
I don't know. I was reading that one like it was a bond hearing, Mr. Barra, but when I looked at my docket, I realized it wasn't.
Right. That's Mr. Gutierrez, Your Honor.
Yeah, I gotcha. Is this?
No.
There's
Yeah,
Joey
that's it.
Gutierrez at the annex. Mr. Gutierrez, that's you at the annex?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Calling cause numbers 2023-0D00599, 2022-0D02701, 2023-0D00600, and 2022-0D02699. Each case style, the State of Texas versus Joey Gutierrez. May I have announcements, please?
Ada Warner for the State of Texas, present, ready, Your Honor.
And Manuel Barra, Your Honor, from Mr. Gutierrez, also ready.
And we're scheduled in each of these cases for a bond hearing. Mr. Barra, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, you may recall that Mr. Gutierrez is booked for a pending assault family violence case, impeding breath, Judge. In addition to that, he's currently booked for probation revocation cases. He had been pending assault family violence felony cases in your court, Your Honor. They were all reduced to Class A misdemeanors, and he's on probation for that, Judge. So as far as any maximum punishment for those cases, Judge, given that he's been in custody for 231 days, I think we're nearing the maximum, Judge. And we might even consider pleading true to those, Judge, if we have to. But of course, we'll be requesting a release on bond, just given the amount of time that he's been held at least on those cases, Judge. And with respect to the pending case, Your Honor, that has a bond of $250, Judge. The total bond, including his probation cases, is $450,000. Again, Your Honor, he's been in custody for 231 days, having been arrested and booked December 12th of 2023. He's lived in El Paso all of his life, Judge. I'm sorry, Judge, did not complete high school, however, did get his GED. He was able to get a job with the El Paso Water Company, was doing really well up until the time of arrest, Judge. With respect to whether or not he has employment, his mother did say yes. However, I wasn't able to get details as to where. Mr. Gutierrez might be able to fill in that information, Judge. Ties to El Paso. Otherwise, Your Honor, he has his son, Ethan Gutierrez, 10 years old, whom he hasn't seen in almost a year, Judge. Ashley Gutierrez, his sister, and he would be living with his mother. And Jose Gutierrez is also living in El Paso, Judge. I'm sorry, I said he would be living with his mother, but I meant his grandmother, Judge. The address is 3848 Las Casitas, 79938. Something else for you to consider, Judge, in trying to prepare for this case. One of the things that might have been an area of concern, and this is coming from Mr. Gutierrez having instructed me to mention this, Judge, is we were concerned about his mental health at the time of the incident, Judge. And so we looked into some of his history, and an evaluation found out that he had anxiety, depression, and PTSD issues, Judge, which Mr. Gutierrez is also hoping to go out and take care of and address, Your Honor. We would respectfully request a reduction in the bond, Judge. I know this does not qualify for a PR bond, but given the amount of time that he's been in custody, Judge, and the fact that we don't have a trial setting until October, I'm hoping Your Honor considers a reduction. In the alternative, Judge, we would ask that the trial setting be sped up.
Okay. I'm showing his trial setting as being in February, no? Are they all
Judge-
set in February 2025?
No, Your Honor, I remember seeing that as a backup jury trial setting with an October trial setting.
Okay, let me go back. Okay. All right, Miss Winery.
Your Honor, the defendant has a history of violence that extends to family members and pretty much anyone that he enters into or has any sort of significant relationship with. But the state does believe that he is a danger to those people and a danger to anyone in the community to which he may become affiliated with or create any sort of relationship with. We feel that the bonds that are stated for him are adequate and reflect the severity of the crimes that he has committed. And we would ask that the bonds remain the same, but if the court does decide to reduce those bonds, that it not be to a PR bond, and that there be some way to make sure that he has no contact with the victims of his cases.
Does he have any resources for a bond, Mr. Parra?
You're muted, sir.
Judge, unfortunately, he relies primarily on his mother for funds, Judge, and she's been having a very difficult time lately. She mentioned that she's able to work with about $2,000, $2,500, Judge, but really doesn't have much more than that she can count on.
It's taking a minute. Odyssey is running really slow. Mm-hmm. Yeah, just I'm not seeing any October trial settings. I'm just seeing February. The court has previously considered the bond. I re-reviewed the PSR. The motion to reduce bond is respectfully denied. With that said, Myrna, let's see if we can find a trial setting. I'm not gonna do it too soon. Let me ask, is there anything outstanding in the new cases, Mr. Parra?
No, Your Honor.
No, they're ready?
Yes, Your Honor. As are we.
I show a jury trial date of Friday, August 18th. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. That's 2023.
I was trying to go through the cause numbers, the felony cause numbers as as you all were speaking, and I didn't see one that was any earlier than February 25th, 2025.
That's correct, because the cause number ending in 2701 does not have, oh, that's, I'm guessing that's the probation case.
Yeah, the
and that
probation
has
case.
nothing.
Uh-huh. Mr. Bada, I think I'm gonna try and look at something 60 days out, which I assume would give everyone enough time to get witnesses in line. But I can just tell you that it's Myrna, is there a week? I know November, everything now is getting. What about September? September is also out of, nope,
No,
it's gonna have to be October. And that's also very busy.
understood, Your Honor.
We could shoot for
You got
December.
special settings on both September, October, Judge?
Yeah.
The soonest
So-
date the report has available works for me, Judge.
Okay, Myrna, let's see if we can put them on maybe like the least busy trial setting in October, November. But leave the February trial setting.
Okay, it would be November 15th, Judge. Or, what I showed, Judge, on October 10th and 11th, we got that setting for Damien Aguirre, which is a smuggling case. That's a special setting.
Reynolds. Yeah.
And also, Your Honor, not to put too much out on YouTube, but I have a family obligation that will begin the 11th of October and end the 20th, and I'll be submitting a letter to the court for that.
In October, everything else has a special setting, Myrna, like the 25th.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Yeah, it's 'cause
Dominic Reyes.
well,
November 15th?
November 15th. November 15th, so we'll just add that with a final hearing plea deadline of November 12th.
Yes, ma'am.
Understood,
Thank
Judge.
you. So we have settings about a month apart leading up to that, and we'll keep the February date as well in case we don't reach it. Thank
Understood,
you
Your
very
Honor.
much, Mr. Barra.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, who's next?
Mr. Dakota's on page 27, Judge, for Crystal Reyes. And annex, could we have Crystal Reyes?
Paula Renteria?
Think Paula Renteria.
I'm sorry, my
Crystal
mistake.
Reyes.
That's on downtown. I skipped down the line. Paula Renteria downtown? My mistake, Judge.
Yes.
Downtown, are you there?
Yes, sir. Give me 1 second. My
Hi.
partner's getting her out.
Thank you very much.
Your Honor, do you need a reporter's record on this?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, Judge. I'm on another floor with Danny Gonzalez. Let me get a hold of my partner. She should be on the 10th floor getting Renteria.
Okay, we'll come back to them. Can I have Annex? Can I have Carlos Gallegos?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
¿No ha habido peer month todavía? No.
All right, calling cause number 2022-0D00799, State of Texas versus Carlos Gallegos. May I have announcements, please?
Ada Renee for the state of Texas, present, ready, Your Honor.
Felix Valenzuela for Mr. Gallegos, ready, Your Honor.
And Mr. Gallegos is appearing remotely from the jail annex. Mr. Valenzuela, it looks like we got the mandate on the 26th. And this is just a probation status hearing. Are you anticipating any further appeal?
No, Your Honor. So the mandate's issued. The court now has jurisdiction. And so we believe that the term of probation for Mr. Gallegos should begin to run, which would mean he should be out of custody, Judge.
Right. Okay. So, Mr. Gallegos, all of the probation terms that were covered after your trial. Carla, do you know who he's due to report to?
Yes, Your Honor. He reports to Officer Edgar Eras, and it'll continue being at the Isleta office. I believe Mr. Gallegos reported maybe once with him, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Okay.
So it'll be to the same office and same officer.
Okay. So with that, Miss Welch, if you'll send me an order, releasing Mr. Gallegos. Mr. Eras is very diligent, so I'm not going to set any future probation status hearings. If he needs something, Mr. Valenzuela, they'll let me know. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Gallegos. Make sure you get in contact with probation. Mr. Valenzuela, do you have anything else?
That's all, Judge. May I be excused?
You may. Have a good day.
You do. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Okay, who's next?
If downtown has Miss Renteria, we're ready. Other than that, Judge, we don't have anybody else. I called Mr. Anchoto's office and he says he has a vacation certificate.
Okay. Mr. Gonzalez, who are you here on?
Good afternoon, Judge. Hold on, there he is. My understanding is that there's a Seth Estrada scheduled for a probation hearing. Jeff Rago. Jeff Rago is representing him.
24.
Got hired last night late, made an entry of appearance, and Judge, I sent you a order for substitution with Mr. Rago's signature on it.
Okay. Okay.
So I'll wait around. I'll be last. I'm here whenever you're ready for me.
Thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. Go ahead, Mr. Nayas. Do we have Miss? Híjola, I'm losing track.
Annex, could we have Estrada?
No. We have Paula Renteria right there at the downtown jail, right?
Yes,
is that Miss Renteria?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, calling cause number 2022-0D05550, State of Texas versus Paula Renteria. May I have announcements, please?
Ada Renee for the state of Texas, present, ready, Your Honor.
Carl DeCoates for Paula Renteria, ready.
Valerie Reyes with probation, Your Honor.
Okay, and for purposes of the record, Ms. Renteria is appearing remotely from the downtown jail. We're scheduled for a pre-revo hearing. I did have this probation summary open and now I got away from it. So give me 1 second. Ms. Reyes, will you tell me a little about Ms. Renteria? I thought we had a new arrest.
So Your Honor, she was picked up on the bench warrant. So she was placed on probation on January 23 of 2024 for possession of a controlled substance. When she was first placed on probation, I was unable to get in contact with her. I did conduct a home visit. She no longer resided at the address that we had on file. So a bench warrant was requested and was issued on April 25th of 2024. And that's what she was arrested for on June 30th of 2024. And MTR has been filed on April 25th of 2024. I did speak with Ms. Renteria. she is receiving mental health services while in custody for anxiety, depression, and PTSD. And then she did express to me that she did relapse.
So the report, so you did a home visit in March.
Yes, Your Honor.
Contact with her. She pled in January, no contact. So she didn't do anything, right?
Correct, Your Honor. She has never reported with me. I never was able to get in contact with her, which is why the bench warrant was issued. And then I just met with her for the first time when she was picked up on the bench warrant. I met with her on the 26th of this month.
All right, Mr. Dakotes.
Thank you, Judge. I met with Ms. Renteria at the jail. We talked a little bit about her relapse. She relapsed shortly after she pled guilty to the honorable court.
Mr. Dakotes,
She's been kind of worried about.
Mr. Dakotes, it seems like we had a bad connection and we couldn't hear your audio.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Good. So she has a 14-year-old daughter that she's worried about. Her husband, unfortunately, is also in jail. The daughter's with the bio grandpa. And yeah, she's been pretty emotional about that. She's hoping basically for another chance, Your Honor. We talked about Alleviane, BHRTC. We're fingers crossed and hoping for the best. Thank you for your time, Judge.
The recommendation, of course, is to get her into some intensive probation, but yeah, with that non-compliance, I mean, just pretty much didn't do anything. I think at minimum, we're looking at BHR.
Understand.
Let me look at the history here. So traffic jailing, traffic tampering, traffic failure to appear. Failure to appear. This is all traffic stuff. And then we get our drug case. All right. Oh, let me go back. She's getting mental health services in the jail. Is that what it is?
That's
Yes.
with what Ms. Reyes said. Yes, sorry.
Mm-hmm. She doesn't really have, Miss Winery, you have any input here?
Your Honor, she's not really, I think her issues stem more from substance abuse. She doesn't have a history of violence. She doesn't really have anything that concerns the state to the degree that we would want to intervene in any way other than what probation is doing. So perhaps if she can get into a program where they can work on the addiction and the mental health component that goes along with that, then that would be for the best.
How much time has she been in? She's been in for 30 days. Does she work, Mr. Dakotes? I may have missed that.
I don't have any notes on work. I think she did like 5 months before she pled, something like that.
All right. So I'm in this case not hearing any real objection, not seeing anything really in her past other than we've clearly got a drug problem. Ms. Renteria, we're going to go ahead and refer her to TAP and modify her into the substance abuse caseload with some mental health screening as well. I'm not going to the more restrictive, like physically restrictive programs, nothing inpatient just yet. But Ms. Renteria, you got to know that if you don't take advantage now of the treatment that probation is trying to secure for you, if I have another situation where you've gone MIA and you're not reporting, that kind of thing, you're not going to get that same benefit. Okay. So we're going to try and get you the treatment that they think you may need. We'll do a probation status hearing in 30 days. I'm happy for it to be via Zoom as we're doing now. So Mr. Dakotes, Ms. Reyes, if you will help her understand how she is to report for that probation status hearing. If she has any trouble accessing, you know, phone technology to do that, we can do it in person. I don't have a problem with that. Okay.
Sure.
All right. So she's going to be released on that recommendation.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you very much. Good luck to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Ms. Maneri. Thank you, Ms. Reyes. Take care.
Have a good day. Who's next?
Mr. Gonzalez for Seth Estrada. Annex, could we get Seth Estrada?
Yes. Yes.
All right, calling cause number 2022-0D05486, State of Texas versus Seth Fabian Estrada. May I have announcements, please?
Ada Winnery for the state of Texas, present ready, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Anthony Gonzalez on behalf of Seth Estrada, and I'm just waiting for the court to sign the order substituting.
I just received it. I'm signing it right now.
Thank you, Judge.
So we're here for a probation status hearing. Ms. Carla, are you covering this one?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Can I have an update, please?
Sorry, Your Honor, I was looking for my last week's notes. Mr. Estrada has. Sorry, my video's not working, Judge. Okay, there it is. Mr. Estrada was placed on probation on April 25th, 2023 for the 4-year straight probation. He never reported to probation department. He was ordered to complete 100 hours community service, be screened for TAP. He never
he never reported
any of that. There was a home visit conducted to the address that was in file with probation. Grandmother informed that Mr. Estrada did not reside there. Motion to revoke was filed on 1/23/24. Mr. Estrada was arrested on the KPS on March 16, 2024, and has been in custody since. There is a detainer from Summit, Colorado for an assault, a 3rd degree. And the last few hearings, Your Honor, the state's recommendation has been 2 years TDC. Last hearing as well, Your Honor, well, the previous one, back in June, Your Honor had referred previous attorney to follow up with the 243rd Inspired Court, as there was a 1622 filed. However, it is my recollection that this case was scheduled for a contested revocation last week, and it was reset. And then today there is a new attorney. Probation's recommendation is to have the case, Mr. Estrada screened for forged caseload, as he is flagged as a Sureño gang member.
So 2 TDC, possibly the Inspire Court, and the recommendation is modified to forge. Mr. Gonzalez?
Okay, Judge, so that's the first I've heard of that. I kind of had an idea about the 2DDC, which I've talked to Seth about, which is something that he's considering. I'm not familiar with the Inspire Court. What is that, Your Honor?
So that's more of a mental health court. I'll refer you to them in terms, I know it's primarily mental health, but now I'm seeing this recommendation and looks like another consideration.
I'm leaning toward that, Judge. We're leaning toward that. I just need to actually look at the motion to revoke and then find out something about his back time. I think if the court will give me a week, this can be resolved. Evidently has other
okay,
another jurisdiction. Okay.
Your Honor, review the case. with fresh eyes. I'm not sure when that 2-year TDC was extended, but I don't agree that that's an appropriate amount of time for the history that this defendant has and for his current charge. So I'm trying to see if there was an expiration date on that. Because at this point in time, the state would, on the revocation, the state would ask for 5 years. But let me check and see if who put that offer in there, if it was ever made.
Ms. Noari, the notes I have were from court hearings on 5/22 and 6/14.
Last month, okay.
Well, yeah, two TDC is not appropriate for this defendant's criminal history and for his current charge. So the state would withdraw that offer for 2 and suggest 5 on the revo.
Let me look up. I'm not seeing anything. Let me look up on his jailings. What are we talking about? What's the underlying? Can you tell me a little bit about the underlying case, Ms. Winery?
It's assault on a peace officer. And then he also has a possession of a controlled substance penalty group 1, which is a second-degree amount greater than 1, less than 4. I'm sorry, Your Honor, my computer is slower than usual.
Really slow now. Let me go back into the original case.
So the case notes say that officers were dispatched in reference to a verbal family violence call. Comments on the call: defendant is acting aggressively, making threats, and high on meth. Defendant took a fighting stance. They were able to calm him down and asked if they could pat him down for weapons. Defendant agreed. Officers asked him to put his hands up, and as he was grabbing his left arm, defendant quickly brushed it away and began to face officer. He then lunged at the officer and attempted to throw him to the ground. Officer attempted to throw defendant to the ground. Defendant grabbed onto him and fell with him, causing injuries to his knees. Officer then punched him in order to gain control. Defendant continued to resist. Incident to arrest: found multiple clear small plastic baggies with clear crystal-like rock substances that tested positive for meth. His criminal history is assault on a public servant in 2013. That was reduced to assault bodily injury in 2014, assault family violence in 2015, resisting arrest in 2013, evading with the vehicle in 2018. That was dismissed. Criminal mischief in 2018, he was given probation. Assault family violence in 2018, he was given deferred. Criminal trespass in 2021, evading, which was dismissed in 2021. He's wanted in Arkansas, and then he has a DWI in New Mexico, aggravated, I don't know what they mean, but aggravated first DWI. And then he has a DUI in Colorado. That's in 2002. And the DWI out of New Mexico was 2014.
All right. So you're hearing Mr. Gonzalez state wants 5 years. I'm just going over the plea paperwork. He pled to 6 years, probated for 4. So
Sure.
we can come back.
Well, yeah, well, given that we went from 2 to 5, I'm sure we're just going to be setting it for a contested rail.
So do you want me to set the contested?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we'll set you about 30 days out. It will be
Perfect.
in person.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Who's next? I see Miss Noyola has joined us.
Yes, ma'am. On page 27, Francisco Ramirez, Mr. Huffman requested an interpreter. Annex, could we have Francisco Ramirez?
Yes, Francisco.
And did I hear correctly? Mr. Anchondo has a vacation certificate, is that right?
That's what his office told me, but we don't have it. I checked with Myrna. We don't have it on file with us. Neither of the Anchondos appeared today.
I'm checking with the Council of Judges, Judge, to verify.
Okay. Good afternoon, Ms. Noyola. Annex, if you will please, let's get Mr. Hernandez will get the interpreter function started.
Yes. Yes. 1 second.
Asman, I'm sorry, if you still need the reasons on that bond, it's prior non-compliance, safety of the community. I think that was on Joey Gutierrez. I'm sorry, I just saw your chat.
No worries, thank you.
If you will please, oh my goodness. Zoom did some kind of updating. The options are a little different on my computer. If you will please annex select Spanish and everyone else select English, or else I won't be able to hear you.
It is in Spanish,
Thank
ma'am.
you so much, Ms. Noyola. All right, calling cause number 2023-0D06329, State of Texas versus Francisco Ramirez. May I have announcements, please?
801 Texas, present, ready, Your Honor.
Rick Huffman on behalf of Mr. Ramirez. Already.
And Mr. Ramirez is appearing remotely from the jail annex. He is also utilizing the assistance of a court interpreter, Ms. Gloria Noyola. We're here for a probation status hearing. Let me see. He pled in February, failed to report February through June. And we got a bench warrant. He forgot. Client reported on July 8th and reported he received the failure to report letter, stated he did not report because he forgot. He admits to drinking alcohol a day before. He's been staying at the Opportunity Center. He surrendered as instructed. So, Mr. Huffman, what's going on? Isn't this the one with the sister or the family member?
Yes, ma'am. This is the one. Sister is the complaining witness. This was an argument with the sister. She was allegedly pushed, fell and hurt her hand pretty bad. She did not want to prosecute. She did not want to testify. The state subpoenaed her and basically scared her into coming. And the risk involved with the trial was just kind of too big, so we pled a probation. I don't personally remember the plea, so I cannot speak to how clearly it was explained to him the conditions of probation.
Wait a minute. Whoa. Miss Carla's here.
Carla?
Did you explain or was it? I know, Ms. Torres, are you here on this case? So I need you to select English because I can't hear you. But I feel comfortable. There's like a 95% chance it was Miss Pineda who would have sat with your client. I didn't realize it was so long ago because I do remember your client.
He'd been in custody for the longest time, Judge.
So why don't we just do 2 TDC? He's already got a conviction.
Well, Your Honor, I have a jail conference scheduled with Mr. Ramirez on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
And I can discuss that. I personally feel, I don't know, I feel like I let him down. Maybe I didn't explain it to him enough. I can't explain why I haven't talked to him yet, Judge, to be honest. I can't explain why he failed to report.
Your Honor, for the record and for Mr. Huffman, I'm sure he knew he was supposed to report, considering that he's been convicted of assault causes bodily injury, family violence, DWI with open container, injury to a child, elderly or disabled, interference with an emergency call that was dismissed, assault, family violence, household member, previous conviction, aggravated assault, date, family house with a weapon, and then he has a P file out for assault causes bodily injury to a family member. So I'm sure.
Is that a new assault?
It's a P file. It's from 2021. I don't know what they plan to do with it. But that being said, I'm sure the rules and regulations have been explained to him numerous times. And so, no one forced or scared him into taking probation, as no one forced or scared the complaining witness into any sort of testifying against this particular defendant.
Yeah, that's a tough one, Mr. Huffman. I'm at 2 TDC.
The state would ask for 5, Your Honor.
I think he's limited here. I was just looking at the plea papers. Let me go back because I'm answering different questions. Let me see. Yeah, it's 3 for 3.
They would ask for 3.
There you go, Mr. Huffman.
And Judge, I just asked for maybe a week or so so I can discuss the accusations and the options with Mr. Ramirez.
Sure. Yeah, we'll bring you back next week. Okay.
Understood. Thank you, Judge.
Judge, it's 2
Ms.
weeks.
Torres, I'm sorry. My Zoom looks a little different, so I was a little unsure how to answer your question. But maybe we'll figure it out for next week. So make a notation, Mr. Nunez will need the interpreter again, please. Thank you. And
Judge,
is this from Myrna? And Mr. Anchonda's on vacation now until August 2nd. So we can move Crystal Reyes to 1 week out as well. All right. Anyone else need an interpreter?
Judge, I don't think so. I have like 3 more. I have not spoken with Mr. Ali Garcia. But I don't know about Mr. Garcia.
Who has Annex or downtown? Who has Ali Garcia?
Downtown, are you there?
Yes, Your Honor. I have Gonzalez Danny from downtown.
I see the downtown lighting up.
Can you tell us if Garcia needs an interpreter?
We have, down, ma'am, we do have in the annex Garcia Alley.
Annex, is that Ali Garcia?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Garcia, do you speak English?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Miss Loyola, get out while you can. Thank you very much. Okay.
I'm English.
All right. Calling cause numbers. Can we turn off that interpreter function, please?
We did, Judge.
Thank you. Everything is a little bit different on this Zoom. Okay, so Mr. Garcia, calling cause numbers 2023-0D0 3203, 2023-0D0 3592, 2023-0D0 4492, and 2023-0D0 3591. All cases styled the state of Texas versus Ali Garcia Jr. May I have announcements, please?
Ada Winery for the state of Texas, present ready, Your Honor.
Rick Huffman on behalf of Mr. Garcia, we're ready.
And Mr. Garcia is appearing remotely from the jail annex. We are scheduled for probation status hearings in each of these cases. Let me get to the probation summary. All right. Straight probation, January 2024, period of 4 years, 5 years, period of 2 years. Failed to report February and March. UA on June 20th, failed to provide that. He was rearrested for smuggling. So whose is this? It's gonna be Jacobs?
The smuggling case will be Jacobs. I think the original charges were, standard court charges, so.
Okay. I see a screen for forged caseload, but frankly, with a new case, which I do not see yet, not so sure.
It's not indicted, Judge. We've requested an examining trial. I don't have a court date for that yet. He's been in custody for about a month, Judge. And I've scheduled to speak to Mr. Garcia Friday. I expect the examining trial to be somewhere within 2 weeks. So I expect this case, that case to get filed pretty soon. I do have a complaint affidavit in that case, and it sounds like a plain Jane kind of smuggling case.
We'll reset his probation cases for 30 days. Honestly, I don't know, what they're gonna be wrecking on the smuggling case. Doesn't sound like he did very well on probation, so.
I think I saw the motion to revoke, and it just had the couple technicals, but with the new charge alleged. So maybe, Judge, if I can get a copy of the I think it's called a pretrial report the court mentioned, with a little more detail about what the because I didn't see all those details.
It's not very much. I mean, I could read it to you right now. Let me go back to it. He pled, he was ordered to pay, failed to report February to March, ordered to provide a UA on June 20th. He didn't do that. Rearrested on July 2nd for smuggling, and he's currently in custody. He's pending court costs, fines, supervision fees, community service, TAP, UA, MTR filed on the 16th. They want him screened for the forged caseload. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
I'm sorry, Judge, what is the forge?
It's due to suspected affiliations.
I see. Okay.
So, if Mr. Reynolds gets his case indicted and they come over here with a new case and that records time, the court's pretty okay with that. But we're early on. I don't want to damper your hopes, Mr. Huffman, right off the bat, but sounds like time's appropriate here. So
He looks young. He looks like a young guy to me, Judge. I'm hoping the court might reconsider that, but we'll see the detail.
Yeah, we'll see you in 30 days. All right. Thank you, Mr. Garcia. Who's next?
Judge, annex, if we could get Aguilera, page 24, Judge, from Mr. Huffman.
Yes.
Mr. Huffman, you have a lot of cases today.
Yeah, I think this one, Miss Aguilera's Edie's helping me, but
let me call it because I'm wondering why we're here on this one again. Calling cause number 2022-0D05523, State of Texas versus Xochitl Aguilera. May I have announcements, please?
Ada Winery for the state of Texas, present ready.
Rick Huffman on behalf of Miss Aguilera. And Judge, if I could kind of explain what's going on here.
Well, I see the last court hearing, the hearing was reset because she has 2 misdemeanor cases.
That's correct. Yeah, she has an assault, a misdemeanor assault, and a misdemeanor violation of protective order. The complaining witness in each of those cases, Judge, is Miss Aguilera's mother, which kind of is making it difficult for us to come up with a good safety plan. We're hoping that Miss Aguilera will be allowed to go back and live with her mother. The holdup, Judge, last week was we were trying to get a hold of Miss Aguilera's mom, and she changed her phone number. So we tracked her down and got a good phone number for her. Miss Aguilera's mom is going to come into our office tomorrow morning at 11 to do a non-pros. The allegation on the assault is a push, so it's not the most egregious of assault cases. Violation of protective order. Neither of them, I think, knew that there was a protective order, Judge. So that both cases are very defensible. We just want to get a good safety plan and get the courts to feel comfortable. I guess get the state to feel comfortable dismissing the misdemeanor cases and getting her back on probation at her mom's house. Her mom is willing to take her in. There are some what the court's concerned for, and that's why we did a motion to comp was Miss Aguilera does have some IDD issues, and so she's the safety plan is a little sensitive, and especially with the complaining witness, but we're working on it. It's almost there. She does have an EHN appointment also scheduled for I think it's like in 2 weeks, the 15th. I've got the date here. So we're just kind of hoping the court will be comfortable keeping her on probation at this point and sending her back to her mom's house and maybe on the mental health caseload with that EHN appointment and whatever comes of that, the evaluation there.
Okay.
But we have not resolved the felony. I'm sorry, the misdemeanors were set today. I'm sorry, we are set for the misdemeanors on Friday.
All right. Carla, did you have something to add on this one?
No, Your Honor, I was trying to read all the notes as well.
I'm sorry, I hate to interrupt. Last week, Your Honor, basically we're at time served to revoke her probation and time serve her. The court wanted to say, you know what, maybe we keep her on or maybe we discharge her and do whatever the misdemeanor court's gonna do. But we're hoping that the court might keep her on regardless of what happens with the misdemeanors.
Miss Maneri, do you have anything for me?
That's not quite how I remember it. I think our issue was not releasing her to the streets, without having someplace for her to go. And I think, Mr. Huffman was looking into seeing if they could come and do the assessment at the courthouse so that we would know before she got out. That's my recollection. It was that the court wanted a way to track her in regards to her mental health and the mental health services she was supposed to receive, because the last time she went through EHN, that's when she got out and committed this offense. So I don't know how the misdemeanors now have come into play when the plan was to get her evaluated so we could get her situated so we could then release her into a safe environment. So we're waiting for defense to figure out if they could do that.
And that may have been a different case. But I do remember that conversation. Judge, EHN doesn't do that. They do not evaluate people in the jail. They are, however, looking into that. I mean, they do intend on doing that in the future, but they don't do that at this point.
Right.
But she's always had these misdemeanors, so we set the misdemeanor right away to get those figured out, because I think there might be an issue her going back to her mom's house with these pending misdemeanors.
Right. All right. I mean, I hate to reset her again, but I do remember the misdemeanor situation being something that was outstanding. I feel like we did conference this off the record in the courtroom, and the court was inclined to possibly when did she finish? It was 2 years starting when? Yeah, 6/26/25. I believe I was looking at a dispo on the misdemeanors, whatever it was going to be. Right. So if you have those set for Friday, and there's something that's going to happen there, so be it. I mean, if you're talking with mom, I don't know if that changes the state's evaluation of their cases, but I'll bring her back in 2 weeks.
I think we'll have something, Judge.
All right, we'll see you in 2 weeks. Thank you, Ms. Aguilera. Who's next?
Ms. Trujillo, Judge, page 27. Annex, can we have Trujillo, please?
Yes.
All right, calling cause number 2023-0D04041, State of Texas versus Cherie Trujillo. May I have announcements, please?
Ada Winnery for the state of Texas, present and ready, Your Honor.
Rick Huffman on behalf of Mr. Trujillo, ready.
And Ms. Trujillo is appearing remotely from the jail annex. We are set for a bond hearing. Mr. Huffman, you may proceed.
Your Honor, she's just short of 1 month in the El Paso County Jail. She's been in custody on a $100,000 bond for this state jail possession case. I believe the specific allegation is 0.37 grams of meth from, I think April 2022. Your Honor, she is a United States citizen. She currently lives in El Paso. She's been living at an address at 79924 zip code El Paso, and she's been living there for 6 years. She's been living at that address since she's actually been in El Paso. She works, Judge, as a caregiver. However, the past year she has been unemployed because she was attacked by a pit bull. She's had 2 surgeries since that attack, and she is still dealing with the pain. I don't know if she's scheduled for any more surgeries. She reported to me, Judge, that she gets cold in the jail and it hurts really bad. Your Honor, that we do have an offer from the state. We're hoping for a better offer. I think the current offer is 6 months. Judge, we're hoping the court might consider a PR bond in this case. It's a very old case. It's not a violent offense. She does not have any money to pay towards a bond. So we are respectfully requesting the court consider a full PR bond, Your Honor.
1,800 hours at 6 o'clock. But she picked up the failure to ID, right?
That's correct. That's a new case.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's being held on a $5,000 bond for that allegation.
Or 5,000?
That case is 5,000. Our case is 100,000.
Yeah, because it's a PR rebel, I'm sure.
It is.
Kristen Daniels and Terry Allen. Those are who she was with on that failure to ID. Justin Daniels, what is that name? Ring a bell.
Kind of
I looked at her prior history. She has some New Mexico history, shoplifting, some other failures to appear there. But limited, I think, in terms of ours. Let me see.
Just I think the problem was she was out on administrative PR bond. I think the problem was the number that we had, and I assume that the PR bond had the same number, went out of service. It had been, and this was about 1.5 years after the alleged incident where she had a court date and she did not appear. But my notes indicate that we were not able to contact her.
Okay, Miss Winery, I'm sorry. Did I already hear from you?
Your Honor, the state will offer a 1244A credit for time served on this case with a plea to the misdemeanor as well. The misdemeanor will be 30 days. She's just about there, so she should be fine.
Any way we can bring her in on Thursday, Judge?
Sure can.
Can
All
we
right,
go
we're
ahead
gonna
and do that?
reset her for Thursday. I'm not gonna rule the bond at this time. We'll continue the bond hearing for Thursday, 11 a.m. in person, anticipating we may have a plea.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you for your time. Thank you, Mr. Hill. We'll see you on Thursday. Okay, is that everybody?
No, ma'am. We have on page 25, Danny Gonzalez downtown.
Judge, I'm sure you're sick of me by now.
You had a lot today. I'm not sick of you, Mr. Huffman.
Hey.
Your Honor, that's it for the annex. May we be excused?
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
I had Danny Gonzalez checked off. That's weird. Okay. Calling cause number 2020-0D1521, State of Texas versus Danny Gonzalez.
Ada Winery for the state of Texas, present and ready, Your Honor.
Rick Huffman on behalf of Mr. Gonzalez. We're ready.
The Guerra for adult probation.
And Mr. Gonzalez is appearing remotely from the downtown jail. We're set for a pre-revocation hearing. This is a long summary. Bear with me. All right. So we're looking at Inspire Court. He's in agreement, like more information. He terms in February. History of assaults, may disqualify him for Inspire Court. Is that the case?
Judge, is the court asking me, Judge?
No, actually, I'm asking Ms.
Okay.
Guerra. Is he not eligible for the Inspire Court?
No, but he has not been disqualified. In fact, he meets criteria. We're just waiting for the judge to accept the case.
Judge Solis has not accepted him yet?
Correct.
You know, Judge, I can go and get that expedited.
You have that
Well, I don't
you
know
can
about
get
that.
you can get things moving, Mr. Huffman.
No, well, I don't know. Maybe I spoke too soon. But I have not followed up with the Inspire Court, but I do intend to do that. Because that's if that gets my client out of custody and on the right path to rehabilitation, I think we can live with that.
Okay.
I understand that Judge Solis is out until the 5th.
There you go, Mr. Huffman.
Maybe there's someone in the program that might give me an idea or.
Very optimistic, and I like that optimism. So I am going to reset him for 1 week and see if you've made any headway on his acceptance into the Inspire Court, which would mean an extension of at least 1 year. And then Ms. Guerra, the few that I've had going that route, I mean, we transfer them fully over to the 243rd. Okay. Mr. Huffman, if you're really successful and you know that the 243rd has accepted it, just everybody send me the paperwork.
Will do, Judge. Will do. And if well, I think that's a good option. And if the court's comfortable with that, obviously we would like to ask the court to release him today. But
That's not happening. Okay.
we appreciate that, Your Honor.
All right, 1 week. Go work your magic. Good luck.
We excuse?
Yes. Who was that? Who's that?
Downtown.
Downtown. Have a good day.
You too.
All right. So now are we done?
Yes, ma'am. That's
Longest hour
everything.
and 11 minutes ever.
I'm sweating over here.
I know.
As always, it's a pleasure to represent the state of Texas. So I do not sweat.
Well, we appreciate you being here. I hope everything settles down for you. Okay.
Me
There's
too.
no trial this week.
I'm sorry, what?
There's no trial this week.
Okay, I thought you said there's a trial this week. I was like, can I bring my sick baby to the trial?
Take care.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Bye, everybody.